Bitcoin is continuing its decline. We just touched the lowest prices of this correction so far, close to the $47,000 price level, and there is extreme fear in the market right now. A lot of people aren't sure what to think. There's a lot of new people who have just joined crypto, and their heads are spinning. They're just not sure what to think. Is the bull market over? Are we going to crash? And a lot of people that were here in 2017, 2018 are also now experiencing some PTSD, thinking, oh my God, do I need to panic sell to avoid a bear market? Or, what's going on? What should I do? Should I be buying now? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. So just to discuss a little bit about the psychology of what's going on now, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is currently at a 31 until it updates an hour from now, which is the lowest levels since March, May of 2020, which means literally the COVID-19 crash, guys. Fear and Greed Index is now at the lowest level since the COVID-19 crash, and we're in a bull market. So keep that in mind. A lot of new people who came into the market in late February, early March, from this year, are now down on their entire portfolios. Right? People who joined this market mid-February to March are now down on everything, which is causing a lot of fear. We spent a lot of time just trading sideways up at the top there. So there's a lot of fear here. And the last thing I was saying was that Bitcoin has not entered a euphoria stage yet. Not really, a little bit, but not much. There hasn't been much euphoria. We're not even close, which means, in my opinion, I think the bull market is still young. We haven't hit any extreme euphoria stages yet. So I think there's we actually do have a lot more upside to go in this bull market. And the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is currently sitting at a 31, as I just talked about, which is the lowest it's been here since COVID. And when there's fear in an uptrend, when there's fear in a bull market, that is usually a buy signal. That is usually a buy signal, guys. So keep that in mind. Because when you're in a bear market, let's look at 2018. When you're in a bear market and the price pumps up and hits a high and there's a lot of excitement, that's a sell signal. When you're in a bull market and the price dumps and there's a lot of fear, that's a buy signal. So that's one psychological indicator you could be looking at. And another thing to keep in mind is in 2017, these 40% dumps were super common, right? Off the top, 40% down, rally up. Off the top, 40% down, met that previous high. So think about that. All the people that were buying Bitcoin on this run up, like mid-run, were down at one point in extreme fear before we recovered and ran up. So that's what we got to expect now. Something quite similar is taking place. I just have the 40% drop marked up because that's what we did very commonly in 2017 on the way up. So something like that is in the range of possibility, meaning that we could test the 21-week EMA at 44,000, or we could do the full 40% correction down to that weekly candle open and close at about 39,000, 38,000. So yeah, in between 38,000 to 44,000 is a really good pocket of support, a really good area to keep in mind. Do we have to go down there? No, we don't have to, but it's something to keep in mind, just based on Bitcoin's traditional performance. And in the 4-hour chart, yesterday, I was actually looking for a reversal because we had bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. We even had bullish divergence on the RSI here on the 4-hour. We bounced up, we traded sideways, and we actually dumped lower to a lower low. And a lot of people, were looking at that bullish divergence thinking it was going to play out, and it didn't. The bears just stepped in. It was too heavy. The selling pressure was too heavy. Now we have potential double bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And if we can get a nice bounce here on this trend line for the RSI, maybe we do break out to the upside of the falling wedge and avoid a further correction. Maybe. So that's the bullish side to this. If the RSI cracks below this upward sloping trend here for the RSI, if we go below, then I would actually expect us to go down to that 44K level, maybe as low as 38,000. Stuff like that is also, obviously possible. Just giving you guys both sides of the coin. There's, not all too much buy pressure yet. There's definitely still a lot of fear. And a lot of the big players that are on the sidelines looking to get into the market are probably going to wait for that major capitulation candle of some kind, probably. So that is also possible. It's also possible that we do, test 44.38. Right. So now people are wondering, should they be selling now? I mean, the lower the price goes, the better the buy. The lower the price goes right now, the worse the sell. So the lower we go, the less you should be considering selling, right? And the more you should be considering buying. Go against your survival instincts. Think about 2017. There's a lot of new people in this market. That's kind of who I'm talking to. And it's always good to refresh psychology tips. In 2017, if you were buying Bitcoin on the way up here and then we started to consolidate and then we were, capitulating downward towards the 21-week EMA, if you were, panic selling, you missed out on the recovery and the entire bull market, basically. So just keep that in mind. The lower the price goes, the better the buy, the worse the sell, especially in a bull market like this. The lower the price goes, the better the buy, the worse the sell. We'll probably end up catching some support at some point before, I would say, trading. We're probably going to end up trading sideways for 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks of sideways after this dump, and then up. And then follow stock to flow. So expect maybe some more downside, and then 4 to 5 weeks of sideways, and then up. So that's what I would say, guys. That's what I'd be looking for at this point. We're about to enter an area of awesome accumulation. What's very likely going to happen, I think, is if we do dump further and start trading sideways, interest in crypto will die down a little bit. People will be unsure. Interest goes low. And that's actually the time that you want to be accumulating, right? Getting some great positions in the market, stacking up, waiting for that next major breakout, and then you'll be set for the next major move up. But right now there's a lot of fear because, remember, all the people that got in here, basically, if you're just looking at where the price is now, anyone that got in here mid-February is now down. And that's why there's so much fear, right? So, don't be too fearful. This is all pretty normal stuff, guys. That's what I would say. For a Bitcoin bull market, this is all very normal stuff. And anyone who bought here, all here is now down. So yeah, it's tough, guys. It's tough, but this is actually, your rite of passage if you're new to crypto. Anybody, people who are watching this channel who've been buying crypto, buying Bitcoin since, way down here, the March crash, we've all made really good gains and we're all in a really good position. And for, I would just say, just expect about a month, 4 to 5 weeks sideways, and then up. So that's what I'm looking for now. As low as 38 to 44,000, 4 to 5 weeks sideways, and then up. Right? It's not, you just remember, guys, don't listen to the doomers and the gloomers. Like I said on Twitter, every major previous dip in Bitcoin history was a buy. Every single time. Every dip was a buy every single time in Bitcoin history. Do you think this dip is actually any different? No, it's not. Your survival brain is going to be talking to you right now, scaring you, but this dip is no different. It's also a buy. Wake up, guys. Wake up. We're in good shape. It's a high risk market. High risk market. This is where Bitcoin gets its dangerous reputation from. But if you can handle the swings and you just kind of relax, step back, let things play out, maybe buy some more, you'll probably do really well. But this is, of course, not financial advice, and I'm not licensed to give financial advice. You guys are in charge of all your own decisions. Do your own research. And that's it for me today, guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. Just want to do a free flow, non-edited video for you today, and I'll see you all in the next one.